Welcome to Blue Protocol, everyone. Today is the start of a new series for Blue Protocol, hopefully going forward. We'll see how it does. But we are going to go into the Market Madness Fridays. As a lot of people don't know, what happens whenever you have focus, you get 400 focus a day. So after 5 days, you get all of your focus. People, a lot of the times, only play on the weekends. So whenever Saturday drops, you can see a giant 2,000 focus at the market. This is bad for a lot of things, especially my dye game. So right here, we can see all of the dyes. If you're wondering why dye sells, there's just so much green dye in the market. It's actually because whenever you go use your weaving itself, you have to have yarn for basically every product. And to get the yarn, you need to harvest the flax, and a byproduct of flax is green pigment. So you just end up with a whole bunch of green dye. Everyone has green dye to spare if they're weaving. I have 500 just chilling there. I don't really want to spend it to make it because, ew. As far as what we should be using life skills going forward, as the market evolves. Right now, we are in a phase I like to call the progression phase of video games, when everyone's trying to get to the strongest builds they can muster. So smelting is always a pretty easy sell. However, for the focus, I do not believe that mystery metal is worth its weight for 1860. In order to get the mystery metal, you have to have Baru ore, and in order to get Baru ore, you have to use the focus to get the Baru ore. It's like this with all the smelting ingredients. So if you're trying to smelt for these ingredients to save you money, I would say it's fine. But if you're just trying to make money, I do not think that this is the way to do it. One of the best ones in competition with dye right now, and will continue to remain the best one, is actually going to be the alchemy. Right now we're locked to creating level 2 serums. You can see this is 3749. After you make the serums, which require a potion catalyst, this doesn't take focus. This does take focus, and you have to get ice shards, but you can just buy the ice shards from vendors, get them from the guild. Intermediate materials, it doesn't actually matter that much. So the serums are a good call. The level 2 serums will net you more money per focus that you do spend. And when we unlock level 3 serums, I'll have to see what the price is at the time, but I do believe they might actually surpass the dyes. The dyes are not going away anytime soon, just because every time people get their paychecks, they're going to be buying outfits requiring more dye, and a lot of people want to spend their focus on not making money in the trading center. This is pretty much one of the only ways to consistently make money inside of Blue Protocol, and when I say money, I do mean the Unbound Ludo. I spend a lot on skill books, to be honest with you, because skill book game in this game is crazy. On Saturday is the best time to purchase things like skill books, just because so many of them will be hitting the market. And whenever you have an influx of a ton of stuff, things just get way cheaper. So instead of buying things for 30,000, you can pick them up for 17. And then, I'll click on it and it'll be gone immediately because the skill books are so sought after. But on Saturday, your chances are much higher of being able to purchase stuff because everyone's trying to sell on Saturdays instead of buy. The Emerald Apple here, this is one of the best things on the market because of the Cheer Up Treats. The Cheer Up Treats go for 46,000. The only problem with these is that you need 14 Emerald Apples, which is absolutely insanity. The Emerald Apple is a drop from a botany harvesting ingredient, like the sweet berry. This is not a guaranteed drop, so you can expect this to suck. However, if you randomly get Emerald Apples while you're doing that, that's all fine and dandy. These right here would be good if it wasn't for the Tokawa grass, which by itself is almost the same price as the potion. So don't even bother with the potions on the market as a money-making source. If you're going to be selling anything, I highly recommend you sell it before Saturday mornings. Saturday mornings hit and everyone ends up using their focus from the week all at once. It takes forever to sell stuff. Markets go insane and you just have to wait forever for a purchase on Saturdays specifically. So if you're watching this and it's still Friday, I recommend whatever you're going to do it on Fridays instead of Saturdays. And hopefully we'll actually get people to sell stuff on Mondays or something, because it's going to get crazy. On Saturdays, I'll follow up this or even replace the thumbnail with all of these being 9999 plus. We're getting modules relatively soon. This should change a lot of the game, honestly, as far as unbound modules. Good luck. I do actually want to mention Douglas at the guild shop. Whenever you're doing Douglas, you can turn in some materials for him to submit goods, and you'll get 19,000 Luno back whenever he's done rewarding. These focus ingredients that it takes to harvest, if you look at these and you look at the shop, they're pretty much all going to net you the same amount of return that it costs to give Douglas. So whether you list these on the market or give them to Douglas, you're spending the same amount of focus per unbound Luno. He gives you unbound Luno, so I would just save them for Douglas, to be honest with you. Or if you just don't want to go farm or spend your own focus, buy them from the shop, and then all the other stuff you get from Douglas will be free. Anyway, that was the Friday market. Remember, if you're watching this before Saturday, I recommend selling all your focus stuff before Saturday. Have a sick day. Peace out.